You want to get better, right? All right. Shot! Shot! Chop, snap, get them off your hands. Got it? 1, 2, 3. Bounce it out, bounce it out. Feet don't stop, move your feet, let's go. Here we go, stance, sprawl. Get on that leg, right to that leg. Sprawl, get to his legs.
Let's go. What did I miss? What did I miss? What did I miss? What did I miss? Let's go. Let's go. I'm whipping around on like 600 acres. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. You just better not ask for no favor. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. This love for my brothers and debt to a trader. Let's go. She might decide to say no to me now, but say yes to me later. Let's go.
The only ones that want you to be better is your family.
You know, let's start talking about the kids who aren't ever talked about.
Exactly. Welcome to Jersey Mat Chat. This episode is sponsored by Beato Baits, 5-inch stick baits designed by a wrestler, built to win. With a range of color options and a perfect sink rate, these things will get bites when nothing else will. And don't miss the mystery color, made from leftover plastic each week, melted down and molded into one-of-a-kind baits. No two are the same, but they all catch. Perfected for anglers who just want to catch more fish. So, if you're grinding on the mat, take that same energy to the water. Beato Baits, B-E-A-T-O. Tough to beat, easy to fish. Check for the link in the description of this episode, or you can find them on
All right, here is Sure Thing Wrestling Club in Lakewood, New Jersey. To my left, sitting with me, is the owner, the founder, the CEO, the chairman, the president of Sure Thing, Vinny Santaniello. Vin.
Thanks,
Thanks,
buddy.
buddy.
Thank you.
True ambassador to this sport. You've done a lot for a lot of kids, done a lot for the sport. I'd like to dive into the birth of Sure Thing, if you don't mind.
Oh, yeah.
What made you, something had to make you want to start your own club? Can you pinpoint what that was?
No, I just like, I love the sport of wrestling, right? So it was fun. I did want to coach high school at one point, but then I had, before I was actually, same as my son, I actually was struggling a little bit with school. So I didn't know where I was going to go. So I came home for a little while and started doing like private lessons, right? Left Lock Haven, started doing some private lessons with little kids. My cousin Casey Stalin, was one of the kids, and then we couldn't really find a place to go. So we started at the gym called Fitness 2000, where this guy John Powell gave me a start, but I would help his son. So it was Casey and his son, and we were in a little gym, little shoebox gym. It's actually a spin class.
Where was this?
In Bricktown.
And what year are we talking?
1996 probably at the time, but that wasn't Short Thing yet.
It's 30 years.
Yeah, 30 years. And then the next year, I wound up going back to TCNJ and wrestling there for a semester with Coach Eisenhower. Mm-hmm. Came home, started it up in 97 because we were trying to get more kids there. Same place. And then we actually grew out of that place and went to 2 different buildings. And then probably about 15 years we've been in this building now.
Okay. So what, Sure Thing, how did that name come about?
I just thought it would be a neat name. We're the shore, and I knew, if you put the time into wrestling and you love the sport of wrestling, you're going to be good. So we knew the kids I had loved wrestling, we're going to be good. So it was a Sure Thing.
So you were Brickman Memorial class of, you were 92?
90.
90,
yes.
All right, 90. Now, growing up, what was your go-to? Who taught you how to wrestle?
I didn't start wrestling until I was old. I was a 7th grader. I did judo my whole life.
Oh, you were judo.
So I was a judo kid, and I was on pace to be on like the Olympic ladder But the one boy that used to beat
you were
me,
that good?
I was pretty good. I was second in the country.
Okay.
The boy I used to lose to used to pull me down on the ground, half Nelson me, and like a turtle, I would go over and get pinned, and that's how he would beat me. So they would wrestle me. So my coach said, "Hey, look, if you want to really be good, you're gonna have to wrestle." So I wind up joining the wrestling team in the 8th grade, going out with the wrestling team, and started falling in love with
So
wrestling.
you didn't start wrestling until in 8th grade?
7th grade started,
Really?
yeah, and then
You had a hell of a high school career.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, it's all right to be humble, but what I mean is it's okay to acknowledge that
Yeah.
because you were a late starter.
Yeah, late start. But
And you
back
still
then,
had success.
a lot of people were late
The
starters.
resources weren't there.
You got it.
I do agree.
And it was a 3-month out of the year sport, and I probably put in more than 3 months out of the year because I liked it.
Yeah.
So we had Brick Memorial. Mr. Caravello was a legendary
Yes.
team at the time.
Yes.
So I knew for me to be good there, I had to work out, and they were really into wrestling. They probably were the first. Towns were recent. Brick Memorial probably the first teams that were like die hard.
Yes.
Let's wrestle. And those guys trained. So I would go there in the summertime and work out with the high school guys
At the school.
at the school. Yep.
So when you started Sure Thing, if you can remember, what were the other clubs already established in the ring?
Hammer and Edge.
Hammer. That was Damien Hahn's
Oh
dad.
yeah, they were.
Hammer and Edge.
That's really all it was, and me trying to get into that was tough. I would develop the kids, get them pretty good, but I didn't have a 50, 30 kids. So
Yeah.
so once I got them pretty good, a lot of my boys were headed up to the Edge where they were going to get a better workout partner. And then Apsagami and Kurt Pellegrino was with us. He wound up leaving Hammer, coming over to us. And then the Apsagami boys started coming the year that they were like number 1 in the
Yeah.
country. They were all short thing guys. And that kind of made a stamp where no one had to leave anymore. Ryan Bridge was in the room, Kurt Pellegrino was in the room, a guy like Nick Roy who owns Triumph came over from the Edge, didn't have to drive that far, so he started training with us, and they didn't have to go there. We had the room. And ever since then, the Shore Conference blew up, and then Elite became a powerhouse club. But they were a club then too, but small like me. And me and Steve kind of started about the same time. He developed into a powerhouse club, so we kind of built the Shore into where it is. We didn't build it, but the Shore built himself into a powerhouse.
Yeah.
And we didn't have to leave. So we wound up getting the Shore Conference kids, staying around between me and Steve and Hammer. We rolled the Shore Conference like it is today.
So do you think it started to become a copycat for other clubs? Because there's clubs everywhere now.
No.
Do you think the sport has gotten bigger because of the resources, or have the resources gotten bigger because of the sport, if that makes sense?
I think the resources got bigger because of the sport,
Okay.
right? Like it or not, it's a specialized sport, right?
Yes.
I personally don't like it, but as a club owner, I guess I have to like it, right? But I do believe in being that athlete. Being an athlete is going to help you in wrestling, right? So we warm up throwing a football. Like we don't warm up like. I'm not a big believer in coming to a club, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong. It could be right. Do you have to hammer a guy in conditioning in a club? I don't know. I'm more a believer in let's get this technique down. Let's work this technique. Let's do this. Results speak for themselves. Some clubs hammer conditioning, and they're greater than that. I believe that we're going to come here, get the thing done. You can do your conditioning on your own, plus your high school coach,
Agreed.
and all your other coaches can put you through that workout, make it easier on the high school coach.
I agree with you.
If you could. So now, because the high school coach got a way tougher job than me.
Yeah.
He's got to worry about weight classes. He's got to worry about who's in the lineup, who's eligible, who's this. I got to worry about if you're hitting high cross
Yep.
rate.
No, I agree.
So it's pretty easy to do this. Bad thing is there's no time off, there's no season. So we roll with it. I'm here 4 days a week, 5 days a week, my whole life.
Now, do a quick math. What year was your youngest boy's Anthony?
Yes.
What year was he born?
2004.
Okay, so Vince was born 2002. So you had this before they were even born.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
They, like Vincent said earlier, they grew up on the mat, falling asleep on the mat, kicked off the mat. Never once. Vin gave me a little credit, but I don't. Even Maddie, this sport is tough.
Yeah.
Right. The only time you get mad at your kids is when you did something wrong. And when I'm wrestling and you're yelling, they look at you and thinking, "Am I doing something wrong?" So I try to hey, look. Go out, do the sport for yourself. Don't worry about me. We already did what we did. I want to see you be great whatever you do. All these kids today, like when their parents get loud and yelling, they look over it and they think maybe dad, mom's mad, right?
Yeah.
So, the the object is like, just stay calm with me, stay calm, don't worry about the sport. If you finish this sport out, no matter if it's, because we talked about Division III, Division II, junior college, you are an elite athlete. If you wrestle in college, no matter what level it is, I tell boys, hey, I think a Division III would be great. You're in the 7%. If you finish, how many people do you know finished start to finish? 5 years old to finish out their college career. It don't happen, right? Because you said they go Division I, it's not for them, they quit. They go Division III, they don't start, they quit. No, just wrestling 4 years of college, you are something else.
You're a rare human being.
You're a rare human being, and you're a great athlete.
I know. I totally agree with you. We had we did a podcast a few months ago, however long it's been, down at Immortals, Russ Lakovich, and I asked Russ. I said, I don't know if you watched that or not, but I asked Russ. I said, who would you call with a question about wrestling? And he said Vinny Santaniello.
Oh, that's nice.
He actually said that.
Oh, wow.
He thinks very highly of you, and it's not just him, but if you talk to anyone around the state, but mainly, around the Shore, South Jersey area, they look at this as, this is the model. This is the bar.
Oh, I don't know about that.
No, it is. It's the bar. But you've been doing it for 30 years. I mean, longevity matters. Longevity matters in any types of success. Anybody can have success for a couple years.
Sure.
But you've been doing it for 3 decades.
Yeah.
How many more decades?
I love it. I got some great guys coming in now. I got some really good coaches. Tommy Pock. I got all my young guys coming back. All the college guys showing up. My boys. How long can I do it? Here's the way I look at it. As long as I can show the move, showing the move, not telling you the move.
Right.
As long as I can roll and wrestle and roll around with the guys, I'll keep doing it. If I'm the owner of the club or not the owner of the club, I would come in and I would work for. I love the sport of wrestling. I'm a police officer. I would love to coach a high school. I don't know if I ever can because of the time, right? So this is why I do the club, is to give back to the sport and stay involved in the sport. Like we were talking before we started, heated or not, like I love the sport. Like I love seeing this team against this team. Like I don't have a favorite team anymore. I used to, I have my favorite guys. If it comes down to heavyweight and it's Tom Driver versus Jackson, whoever my heavyweight is, Ty, whoever the heavyweight is, I'm rooting for that team.
Of course you are.
So it's fun.
No, of course you are.
So I enjoy the sport because I get the best of both. I like every team.
Yes.
So there's not a team to me that says, hey, this is the team. I want my guys to do well. And then I get to enjoy the sport and watching the New Jersey kids wrestling national tournaments.
How do you evolve as a coach? Because it seems like twice a decade or every decade, the sport just seems to make a major, evolution. So how do you keep up?
Because I love it. Because we love it, right? You love it.
Correct.
Just like you're a sport of the fan, you're seeing what moves are working, what moves aren't. Listen, from what I did to what they do now, it revolves. It comes back. Everything comes back. Like half Nelson gone. Then all of a sudden, kids don't, because everyone stops the half. Then all of a sudden, it goes away for a little while. People forget about how to defend a half. So now a kid's throwing a half and he's pinning people.
Now it's a roll through half.
Yeah, it's a roll. But then, it's like, okay. I used to look away and peel. I saw it 100 times, and then I haven't seen it in a while. Now that half's starting to work again.
Yeah.
But you got to stay up on the times. You got to follow the greats, right? You got to know the kids that are, what they're doing, how they're evolving, what moves are. A good coach is a good thief.
That's true.
Right? If you want to be a good coach, you have to steal from everybody.
Yeah.
So I bring in as many coaches and as many clubs as I can here that would joint practice with us, and I make them coach. I'm like, hey, I'll take 5 minutes, you take 5 minutes, and then I, secretly steal from them. And they probably secretly steal from us, right?
Of course.
But that's how you evolve. You got to stay with the times because, if you're doing what you did 10 years ago, it might not be what these kids are doing now. You know? And then in 20 years, that might work again.
What would you consider yourself as far as a coach? Do you find yourself leaning more toward top work, bottom work, or on the feet?
Well,
if you had to.
Well, I like I said, Vincent, my boys, Pennsylvania guys, right? I grew up. I went to Lock Haven 4 years.
Top guys.
I like top.
Yeah.
Listen, you got to be good on your feet. Our club is good on our feet, but I think we separate. I don't think many clubs do the top bottom that we do in New Jersey. We get on top, and it's time to put it on them a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? I want to put it on you. We all wrestle tough on our feet. I'm a big believer in, hey, we're gonna start the practice. We're gonna go live top bottom. Because when we go to our feet, everyone thinks that's where you win or lose. So at the end of practice, I know you're already tired. You're going to go hard because I took them down 3 times. I think I beat them. So it's like, okay, you know what I mean? So I know you're going to wrestle hard on your feet. But if I do that first and then go top bottom, I don't know how hard they're going to go. So we pound top bottom first all day and then wrestle live. That's our live go. Is top bottom first, feet second. But standard wise, they're all important. If you're, if you want to be that elite wrestler or that great wrestler, you have to be, solid in all 3. You can't have a deficiency anymore.
Freestyle or folk style? Any comment toward the comparison or?
No, I like them both. I coach more folk style.
Yeah.
I had the freestyle guys come in. My problem would be is staying up on the rules, right? Every time they're changing.
I don't even know the rules.
And I don't want to be that coach that goes out there and doesn't know. I want to be able to say, hey, I know just as much as that guy knows. In freestyle, there are guys that probably know a little bit more than me with the rules and when to challenge and when to do this. So I shy away a little bit with the freestyle. I love it. I'm in the room doing it with everybody, but I don't, I let my coaches coach that because those guys have an opportunity to be on Team New Jersey, right? Coach Team New Jersey. I had that opportunity a long time ago. I want my coaches out there. I want my guys making it. So as a club owner, I want to be in the back. I don't want to be the spotlight of a guy. I want the coaches doing it and coaching that freestyle, going to the tournaments with the kids.
So you're a prime example of I'm sure in high school, your boys could have went non-public. They could have went to powerhouses, I'm sure. Obviously, they stayed home, went to Brick Memorial, etc. So what is your thoughts behind talented wrestlers going non-public versus talented wrestlers staying in public schools? You have any comment, opinion, or anything?
No, I don't. I see where it goes. Look, the competition, when you put those powerhouse teams, they're able to go to the Ironman. They're able to go to the Beast of the East and all these tournaments. And I'm not saying the local kids can, but I'm not a big believer in splitting the team. I don't like that. As a coach, I don't think that's fair. Like, hey, we're going to split our team. This guy's going here, this guy's going. I think we all should go together. Mm-hmm. And sometimes when you have a high school team, right, you all can't go together. So I would have a hard time saying, hey, superstars, you're going here. We're going to keep this team. But the superstars do deserve to go there.
Yeah.
So to me, I see why the kids go to these Catholic schools, and I do see why the coaches say, hey, look, I got to separate the team. But then some kids are staying home. And is it fair to bring everyone to the Beast of the East and 2 kids go 0-2 for the day? How much better are we getting going?
I hear you.
So I don't have a problem with either of them. I like to see the public school. I would like to see that happen, but I also love the way CBA is getting better all the time. I love St. John Vianney did a great job, right?
Yeah.
Then we go to the Powers, Del Barton and St. Joe's Montvale. They're awesome.
Yeah.
And they represent Jersey well when they go in those tournaments. I love watching the Jersey kids do well out of state.
Yeah, there's something about that New Jersey State tournament. I mean,
yes.
Is there anything more exciting than the semifinals at the state tournament?
That's great. It's great. I think the quarterfinals is great. Semifinals is great. I think every round's great.
But something about
it's walking into that Atlantic City. Like I had Coach Gavin and a bunch of the coaches that I know through recruiting would come and sit with us at States.
Yeah.
And there's nothing like New Jersey States. I mean, Pennsylvania wrestling is great. Well, we've been at the Pittsburgh. Our matches get to 2,000, 2,500. It is comparable to a Rutgers crowd.
Yeah.
But Pennsylvania fans are fans. Like, we go there as Jersey people, and we're like, it's just too quiet for us. Like, I don't yell at all, but my wife will get nervous, and it's almost like they're just watching the match, and they're just enjoying the match, not yelling and screaming. Where Jersey, it's a show.
Yeah.
It's a show. What parents louder, they love it, and they're very passionate in New Jersey and loud.
Yeah.
And that New Jersey State tournament brings out.
It's the best part of
Yes,
it. It's better than St. Patrick's Day. That's great.
The only thing better than that is the Division I Nationals.
Oh, well, yeah.
That's the only thing
I've never been.
Once you go once, you'll never not go. So it's New Jersey State's on steroids. It's great.
So how do you balance having 2 sons currently in college competing at 2 different colleges?
It hasn't happened yet.
What's going to?
I know. We don't know. We'll tell you after this year. We'll come back and do this again. We're already arguing, me and my wife, like, hey, look, well, Anthony's wrestling at Iowa, but Vincent's got a tournament in Wisconsin and Iowa. Then Anthony's going to be at Stanford, and we don't have the income to
Yeah.
go to all this.
Yeah, sure.
So it's like, I want to go here. I want to see this. She's like, my wife's, well, I don't know if we can. Then we might have to split up. And, so we don't know what we're doing.
That's crazy.
It's going to be, it's going to be.
Well, technology at least allows you to
Yes.
watch these matches.
Yes.
Which is great.
Yes.
But can you imagine just having to either flip a coin, make a
Yeah.
decision? I'm sure your sons are mature enough to handle it. All right, mom and dad can't be here or whatever. They're men now.
I hope so.
But well,
we don't know
yeah.
that. We don't know
That's,
that yet.
that's got to be one of the hardest things for a parent to decide, because you're literally choosing.
Yeah.
You're choosing one over the other, not for the reasons because you love
I know,
one
I know.
more than the other.
Oh, they would think that.
Well,
so we got to
yeah,
be careful. We got to be careful with that. I guess we're gonna we're gonna split. We are gonna split. We already planned it. There's gonna be times where, hey, I'm going here. She's gonna go here. The good thing is TC&J. It's right down the road,
Close,
right?
yeah.
And then Pitt, it's 5 hours.
Yeah.
It's far, but it's doable. We're not going to try to. I think we might have lucked out on a little bit of the schedule of them missing each other. The problem is, like, some of the matches we want to go that are far away. Do we have the income to spend $17,000 to go travel and watch all these matches?
Are Vin and Anthony close, super close as brothers?
Yeah.
How
Our
are they?
family, and my daughter is she's the glue, right? My daughter is the one that surrounds them. But those two, all three of them are very tight.
Yeah.
We're the one thing good about us is we're a pretty, like, I don't know if we don't do anything together.
Right.
Like when we go,
Like the Brady Bunch.
Yeah, and
Just-
it's not good. It ends up into some kind of craziness going on. But like even at the matches, it's the 5 of us going. We nationals. My wife now goes to Division I. My daughter goes to Division I's. When Vincent was, we talked about he was the alternate. He actually, believe it or not, he said he was the 16th ranked kid in the country. He's the highest ranked kid in the country that didn't qualify for nationals that year. He was the only one that was, and he wound up, not getting a wild card, went out to the qualifier, but we were all there. The whole family went, he skipped back the thing, not because we knew Vincent wasn't going to wrestle. We had an idea, kind of had an idea he wasn't, but it was just that this is a vacation we can do together. For years, wrestling, like you guys know, wrestling is your vacations too.
It is.
It's hard to go to
It
Florida
is.
when you got 17 tournaments you got to go to.
I don't know how these people travel the country the way they do. And I know what they do for
I
livings.
know.
I don't care. They might have inherited money. I don't know. I don't know how people do it.
But this shows
I don't know how they-
what a parent does for a kid.
That's
right?
true.
It shows like.
But is it necessary? That's the key
Okay.
word. Is it necessary?
Again, right? Me, I never did it.
Yeah.
My boys wrestled in Super 32 once, in 8th grade. Vincent wrestled as a freshman. Journeyman, that was a tournament we went to because it was local. It was 3 hours, and it was a great tournament. Never wrestled on an all-star team. Like you said, we got asked to be on all-star teams. Anthony did it once in the Elite 8, and the guy was like, hey, can I bring Anthony? He's like, yeah. Well, can he be an alternate? Like, not an alternate, a share. I had no problem with it. Like, me, I'm a big believer in sharing. Like, I think if we're going to go to this tournament, who cares about sharing the match? Yeah, go in. First time you're going to do it. And he loved it. He wrestled one time on that Elite 8 tournament. I think it was his senior year. Shared was like 5 matches. He had 4 matches. And we loved it. But not that it's a bad thing to do. I think it's great. But as a little kid, my boys weren't very good. And I had a lot of parents that did travel. And they used to ask me, why aren't you traveling? I said, because you're doing it. You're coming back and you're working out with my son. You're bringing the Super 32 to my gym, and my son's working out one of the greatest. So I got a little lucky with parents that did travel, and their kids wound up being great. I can't tell you what's right or wrong. Because
Has wrestling turned into a wealthy man's sport? To be
yes,
good. To
right,
be good.
right. Yeah. Again, you want to know another thing? I'm not a private lesson guy. You want to come in here at 9 o'clock and work out? I don't believe a private lesson should be $80. I don't believe in it. And I'm not putting people that do it. I think it's great. But like you said, I do think that's what, unfortunately, wrestling is turning, and every sport is though. It's not just
It is.
every private lesson's $100. Every private, I just believe that, listen, that 2 hour of a practice that you have wherever you're at, your high school, a club, extra, if you focus, laser focus, and put 2 hours in the right way, like we talked about, not full, you will make ginormous gains.
Oh, I agree with you.
And you will get better. The ones that do the private lessons, sometimes, they have the money, or some of those kids maybe aren't paying enough attention in that first class that they have to do a private lesson. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a private lesson guy. I'll you come in and do it, we'll do it. But I don't think it's worth me. I don't think
Yeah.
anyone's worth $180 or 80. I just think,
Oh, I know. It's.
I think, that's what I say enrichment. That would be the only thing that would.
Yeah, if you think about it, I mean, and I think it's the pressure because colleges, well, from what I understand, Super 32, U.S. Open, Fargo, you make those trips. It's thousands and thousands
Yes.
and thousands of dollars.
Yes.
I mean, you have people literally go funding me
Yeah.
for these trips.
Yes, I'm happy,
and
right?
I think, and I don't judge, but I always wonder to what degrees do you have to sit down and say, is it worth it?
Well, that's what I'd like to get into that.
Yeah.
Because my belief is a little different than everyone else's. I think the New Jersey State Tournament holds so much weight that I think if you're a third or fourth or first in the state, and Coach Roby was here last Tuesday, and he kind of said, you're lucky in New Jersey. He goes, you guys have a Jersey tournament. In Virginia, we have to go to these tournaments to prove, how good is this kid? Like,
Yes.
He's a Virginia State champion. There's 6 state champions.
Right.
How good? In Jersey, they know.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
let's just say I'm third in the state in New Jersey, and then I go to the Super 32 and I go 0-2.
Right.
My stock might fall a little bit, right? I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know either. Now, you place, yeah. But sometimes these big tournaments, could hurt you too. As much as it could help you, it could hurt you. With New Jersey, we are lucky to have one state champ. Pennsylvania, same way. You're a 2-time Pennsylvania state champ, and you never went to Super 32, I still think you're going to get recruited, right? I think you're still going to get recruited to those big and
Yeah.
ginormous schools.
Yeah.
So the traveling, those tournaments, I think they're great, and there's a great opportunity there. But I also think you have to be a little careful of, not challenge yourself, because I want you to challenge yourself. But the New Jersey State Tournament is going to challenge you enough. Like your son doing as good as he did. That's going to set.
Well, let's touch on the New Jersey State Tour or any state tournament.
Yeah.
Right now, here's my pet peeve as a parent, as a fan, as a wrestling purist. The state tournaments you have to weigh in Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
At these big, huge events,
It's all weight cut.
it's the night before, one time.
I know. What's that show?
But what's your opinion on that? I just want your general
I think
opinion.
what it's turning into is people are paying for IVs now, right? There's
Yeah.
stations for IVs that you pay for. I think it's just a money thing. I really do believe that. I do believe that this is a way we make one weight, they cut as much weight as they can, and how much does that really show? Because the Division I Nationals or Division I
But
tournament, you have
coaches
to
coaches.
Oh, they do.
College coaches consider that. I guess that's a comparison to the NCAA. It's not. a
It's
comparison.
not, and no, they don't.
It's not even close.
They don't. But what they do gauge is, listen, you got to remember those college coaches. That's their livelihood, right?
Yeah.
They don't want to make a mistake, and the more times they can see a kid, the more times they don't. I don't think they really gauge on, hey, he won this Super 32 because I know my son Anthony's coming in practice, right, 150. Coach Roselli says, hey, you're wrestling really good at 150, but you wrestle 141. Let's see how you wrestle at 141. You know what I mean? Like, let's see how you're wrestling at this weight class. So I know these guys know, like, hey, this kid could be just ginormous for the weight class, and he's beating everyone, he's bullying everyone for the weight class. So I do think those tournaments become a big time weight cutting tournament.
Yeah.
But they are great, right?
Of course it's great.
For a fan.
At the end of the day, you're going there and wrestling the best kids. But
Yes.
I've always wondered why.
And they put it on the line.
It's not. It's going to sound silly for me to say this, but it's like not real, because you don't. The scale is your opponent.
Yeah.
That's the number one seed
For
in
that first
every
day.
in every
For that
weight
first
class
day, yeah.
is, and then the second day it's the
Second
number
day,
one seed.
the second day there's no more scale, so you're
But I'm talking in a real tournament like the state tournament.
Oh, yeah.
The state tournament.
Yeah.
The scale is the number one seed
Oh, yeah.
in every weight class.
You got to beat them.
and you got to beat them every morning.
He's your first opponent.
Yes. And they take that away. I know Fargo's multiple day.
Everyone.
U.S. Open's multiple day.
Nationals, Division Ones,
Division ones, but Super 32 is not, and several are.
Big Tens are 2 days.
Yeah. I just don't
I
understand.
don't know if any high school tournament that we mentioned besides Fargo, that those national tournaments are 2 day weigh-in. I think they're all 1 day.
No, well, if you medal for Fargo, it's
Fargo.
It's a second, right?
No, I'm saying Fargo, the only one. I'm saying Super 32, Journeyman,
Even Elite Eight Duels isn't.
Elite Eight
it's
Duels.
one-
No,
it's
none
one
of
way,
those.
Yeah.
Virginia Beach, one. You know what I mean? Like,
Do you think they have to do that to get more wrestlers to come? Like, in
Oh,
other
I
words,
definitely think that,
If
yes.
your son hypothetically knew he had to weigh in
126 3 times.
yeah, he wouldn't want to do it.
I don't think anyone would, right?
Right.
Off season.
Right.
I don't think they would. I think they get there and make that 106 cut. And you see it. Super 32, half these guys are at 106 and the rest are 114, 20 during the season.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But like I said, I give them credit for going there, putting on the line, especially if you're a ranked guy. And with that being in, it's tough.
To end this, what advice would you give to any wrestling dad, whether it's a wrestling dad of a young boy, young girl, older boy, older girl, just starting off? What's the best advice you can give them in general about the sport of wrestling?
For a parent, I would say like this thing is peaks and valleys, right? It's going to tear you up no matter what. And for a kid to understand that mom and dad are probably going through it a little more than you think they're going through it. They're just as nervous as you are, right? They're out there wrestling with you. But I do think like it really becomes this small of a circle. Right now, wrestling is a giant circle in all our families. But the more when your boy gets out of it, it becomes such a small circle that really doesn't matter. It wouldn't be. Just enjoy the journey because it goes so fast.
It does.
And make your son love it and be proud. I know you are. I know we all are proud, but be like, take the ego out of it and just love the sport of wrestling.
Stay humble.
Stay humble and love your kid doing it.
Yeah.
He's competing to the highest level.
Hey, listen, man. Appreciate the talk.
Oh, thank you.
This was great.
Thank you so much, and good luck, guys. Thank you.
Attention, wrestling fans, parents, and future state champs. This is your podcast. We're shining a light on the toughest high school New Jersey wrestlers and coaches who are building warriors one takedown at a time. Follow us, like, and subscribe on your favorite platform. Doesn't cost you anything, but it goes a long way to support the show. Don't just watch the journey, be part of it.